These are called snow goggles. They were invented 2,000 years or so ago by Inuits who carved slits in walrus ivory or bone. These were made to block blinding glare from the snow and ice. How they work? Pretty simple. They squint for you. This is your field of vision when you're wearing those. See, it squints for you. My friend works at a museum, and when I asked him about those, he just made me a pair so I could show you. That's how amazing and resourceful this guy is. It is said that the 5th Roman Emperor, Nero, watched gladiators' fights through gems or emeralds. The Chinese smoky quartz sunglasses date back from the 12th century. Shades have been cool for a very long time, and everyone puts a pair on their face at some point to protect your eyes, elevate your outfit, or because you can't see. But how do you know you're not getting ripped off? How do you know if what you buy is even good quality? So today we will go through my personal eyewear collection, tell you my personal experience with cheap brands, designer brands, independent brands, and higher end stuff. We'll also talk about cleaning your glasses, eye protection, and what is the best eyewear for you. Kind of a beginner's guide to buying sunglasses. So it seems that major fashion and designer brands don't even design or manufacture their eyewear. They license their brand names to massive eyewear conglomerates that handle everything from creative design, production, manufacturing, technical engineering, and distribution. And the biggest of them all? EssilorLuxottica. They are a massive French-Italian multinational conglomerate that own about 80% of the global eyewear market. Here are some brands that Luxottica owns. And many, many more. And it is said that it cost them around $5 to $15 to make any pairs from any brand that they own the license for. And their markup is about 1,000%, which makes a lot of sense. Who would actually want less than 1,000% profit on something? Now let's take a look at my collection, which I like to divide in 4 categories: bubbles, cheap, designers, and high-end. In the bubble category, I have 2 pairs. I have my wood ones, and I have the one that I got on vacation. Every time something new came out, like the wood glasses, I had to have a pair. They are cheap, they don't fit super well, you never get the proper fit with them. And I had another pair that broke literally after 6 months of having them. I never really wear these ones, I just keep them as a souvenir. These are a trip in Spain bubble. I actually still love them. I don't wear them often because they're weird. However, I'm quite happy that I have them. They did cost me a pretty penny, 175 euros back in the days, and this company went bankrupt, and one of my friends picked them up without knowing I had them for 25 euros when he went to Spain. So much for thinking I was gonna get something that I would never see again. Let's move on to cheap glasses. My Ray-Ban Aviator is what I consider cheap. I thought they were good because I paid a lot of money for them. I think they were like $280. The problem is they keep changing shape. If I put them in there for a while, when I put them back on, they don't fit anymore. They're either too loose or too tight. Even one of my friends tried to adjust them. 2 days after, it was back to where it was before. Also, they have a turtle shell pattern, and it turns out that
it's not tortoise shell, it's a plastic lookalike, so you see how it peels off.
This is a Tom Ford, this is the Ray-Ban. You can see how the turtle pattern doesn't go all around. Let's be crazy. See? Gone. Same color. Ray-Ban also belongs to EssilorLuxottica. Now let's talk about Prada. I've had these frames for about 10 years, and even though they're still made by EssilorLuxottica and they're supposed to be very cheap to make, there's absolutely no signs of rust, oxidation anywhere. The nose pads, I never changed them. I mean, they're a little bit drier, of course, but they're still holding the glasses in place. Even the ear pad, or whatever you want to call them, they're still very good. I think I paid close to $450 10 years ago for these, and I wore the hell out of them, so cost per wear is pretty good. I tend to think that cost per wear is invented by us, people that like buying this kind of stuff, so we don't feel as bad spending a lot of money on arguably cheap stuff. The next designer on the list, Gucci. And these are my oldest frame. They are about 25 years old. So I guess we could say that I've held on to something long enough for it to become vintage. The case, of course, is pretty scratched up for 25 years, but you know, it's in pretty good shape. Got a good action still. And Gucci is not owned by EssilorLuxottica, but Safilo Group. Here are others of your favorite brands that Safilo Group owns. And much more. Although it's a bummer when you like the design language of a brand and then you find out that they have nothing to do with that design language. So even though for being cheap plastic glasses, if you do take care of them, they most likely will last you a long time. Now, Tom Ford. Once was my favorite brand ever, and actually one of my most asked about frames that I wear. Let's start with these turtle shell. They held out pretty good. I never had to get them readjusted. They look great. The acetate seems to be good quality as well, but there's one thing that's pissing me off. It's redundant with all my Tom Fords. See, the little T here is not silver anymore. Oxidized. Maybe it's the coating that they put on them. These were my favorite ones for a long time. The acidity of my skin started to make them a little wider. Even the little Tom Ford started oxidizing as well, which that did not happen on the Gucci after 25 years. They still look perfect. These has to be at least 8 years old. These ones about 6, 7, if not a little more. But these, I just love how they look. I got them in a trip in France. I'm still very much in love with those. And this frame is the one that I get asked about the most, given this is the one I wear the most. This is not the original lenses. These are 25% pink custom lens. The name of these glasses are Cody Tom Ford 4. Here, you could pause and read and take a note. The temple mimicking wood with that little Tom Ford logo at the tip. And these ones have not oxidized yet. And I've had these for a while too. These from all of them has to be one of the most comfortable. I like that the bridge is only up there, doesn't go on the nose. I absolutely love those. Tom Ford's frames are made by the Marcolin Group in Italy. That also own 25 other brands like Skechers, Adidas, Christian Louboutin. So this is how it works. Tom Ford licensed Marcolin to make the shades, but Estee Lauder and Zegna Group bought Tom Ford in 2023. However, the fashion business side is owned and operated end by the Zegna Group, while Estee Lauder manages the beauty and fragrance division. But Marcolin still makes the Tom Ford shades, but Marcolin has been bought by VSP Vision, which is a large vision health insurance company. See how diluted this comes down from what's supposed to be glasses from the designer you like. So this guy gives money to that guy in order to use the name Tom Ford on their glasses. No wonder why the quality keeps going down. I did forget one category before high-end. Right here, independent. Like these Cutler and Gross. I really like this double star detail on the side temple. And if you look at the frame, the work, the acetate is really well constructed. The mix of colors, like you put them, you feel that it's better quality than the Tom Ford. Nice little detail inside as well. Cutler and Gross London. The hardware is gold plated. I really like their frames. They're all 70s inspired. And they got super popular after the movie The Kingsman. And these are not the original lenses. I had them custom made because I think orange looks cool. Okay, now we're gonna crank it up a notch. Dita. Los Angeles-based brand. They are independent. They do not belong to any conglomerate. All of their frames are made in Japan, whether it be acetate or titanium gold-plated in Dita's owned factory. They actually control every step of the production. These are the System 1. They're made out of titanium and they are 18 karat gold plated. I think I have those for the past 8 years or something. They were expensive. They were like $1,200. I really like the fact that they are titanium. They're super light. Cool details on the nose pads as well. And since they're not plastic, when it gets sweaty during summertime, they don't slip on your nose. They have the double bridge feature, although I do have a special appreciation for the cleanliness of just one bridge here. And these I've worn the hell out of them, and you see those little spots right here and right here. And what's annoying also is I could see them when I wear the glasses. This is completely my fault.
Is scratches. So basically the best way to clean to avoid these type of things is that you always never clean them dry. Always use the spray cleaner that they give you, or if you don't have a spray cleaner, take very, very lukewarm.
So by not cleaning them properly, I f***ed them up. Now I'm gonna have to buy some new lenses. Now these also, I was on the fence for a long time, but since I changed the lens, I absolutely love these ones now. One detail that I really like about these, it's this little shield that they have for a logo just on one side, 18 karat gold. The style frame is the Mastix, and all hardware also is 18 karat gold. And I've had these ones for a long time, and the gold plated really holds, they haven't started fading yet. They're made out of ZIL Japanese acetate. And if you do wonder what is ZIL Japanese acetate, like I was, cellulose acetate is a plant-based semi-synthetic plastic material created by reacting natural plant cellulose from wood pulp or cotton with acetic acid or acetic anhydride. It's heavier and harder to work with than regular plastic, but they can be adjusted to perfection and they keep their shape. They don't warp and work like regular plastic will, and can be repolished compared to petroleum-based plastic. They're lighter, cheaper in every way, and they are harder to adjust. Of course, the price tag is very different. 280 bucks? $1,000. Now let's look at a very popular brand right now. Everybody's talking about them. Jacques Marimage. And listen, if packaging is important to you, you'll have your money's worth because they are going all the way. So when you open your box, you get your little card and they are signed and numbered. So the pair I bought is number 50 out of 200, which is pretty cool. The cloth to wash your glasses is gigantic. It's almost an handkerchief. And these are the frame. You have turtle shell, 18 karat gold plated. Same with the nose pads, plated as well with a little bit of a branding. Branding is very minimalist on these, which I absolutely love. And these were quite expensive. I believe 1,400 or something like this. You put this on your nose, you barely feel them. They are so comfortable, again, because it's titanium. Even if it gets hot, you get a little bit sweaty. They don't slide on your nose. So if you're like me and you have a very curious personality, there's a consensus on the internet that these independent houses, they make about 200 to 600% markup. Compared to the 1,000 from SLR Luxottica, it's not that bad. You do see less of them. They make small batches. Craftsmanship on these is light years from designer brands. And I always wondered also how much it costs to gold plate a frame. What I found on the internet, it costs anywhere between $150 and $400 to put some 18 karat gold plated on frames. So it does adds up a lot on the cost of your frames, and they do see a lot of hands before seeing your face. And of course, you're paying a super high premium for the name on them. But that is the unfortunate truth of buying luxury products. Although whether you pay a lot of money for your glasses or you pay a little less, you want to make sure that your eyes are protected. There's an official regulatory standard mark that indicates that they comply with the European health and safety requirements. The little CE you can find on the stem. Dita, it's right there. Prada. Sometimes you really have to look for them, like these Dita, because it's very tiny and engraved in them. Or the Cutler and Gross. Very discreet, but it's there. So are all sunglasses overpriced? Yes. Yes, they are. I think there's two ways of looking at this. Either you buy overpriced glasses or overpriced well-made glasses. It just depends what it's important to you. Small batch numbers, avant-garde designs, price point, brand recognition. Maybe you just want to protect your eyes and you really don't care about the rest. And all these reasons are valid. And the best pair of glasses for you is the one you really like. And if you're like me and you like to feel a little more special by buying something that not everybody has, and you want to research a little more independent independent brands, my friend sent me a little list that he thinks are worth looking at. Matsuda, La Pima, John Daila, Yuchi Toyama, the other glasses. I will go check them out as I am itching to add a new addition to the collection. Please do share with the group in the comment section what are your favorite brands, what you have in your collection, what you think is worth checking out no matter the price point. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time, and like always, I'll see you in the next one.